Hey, and welcome back to Hoosier Helpers. Today's episode is going to be restoring this old Harrow and making it look from like this to like this. Actually, not really. We've already got this one done. What I did is I went back and got the other 7-foot section of Harrow today because they told me I could get it. There's a couple pieces that are worn out on this one and I want to jerk it off the other one. But this episode will focus on the restoration of this Harrow and making what I went through to make it look like this. So I picked up this old spike tooth Harrow today from a local farmer. You can see it's a little bit bent. There's a bend here. They said they were dragging this thing out of a barn and it got tore up a little bit. There's a bend on this side and some of this linkage has been up. But I'm going to disassemble it all and give it a good cleaning, probably a paint job. And then I'm going to modify it to be 3-point ready. So I'm going to build a frame that hangs on the 3-point hitch and then carries the Harrow through the links with some chain. They also threw in this old leveling bar. It's over here, just a chunk of tubing, so I'm going to be using that to build the Harrow carrier. So as you can see, I got the Harrow all pulled apart and I sanded a bunch of the rust off of the pipes and the side brackets and stuff. I shot them with, this is actually Massey Ferguson orange, but it looks pretty close to Kubota orange, and it looked nice. They were out of the Kubota orange at Tractor Supply. Then this linkage, I had to straighten out. It was kind of bent up, but I got it pretty straight. And then the side brackets, I don't know if you can see, this one still has a bit of a bow, but that one's pretty straight. Maybe that one's bowed the other way. So I think when I clamp it all back together, it'll push those two bows out and it'll be fairly straight. We'll find out. As far as the points go, we've got a few of them painted here. These I manually hand sanded and got them cleaned up to shoot paint on them. And they're not going to be beautiful, but they're most likely going to lose their paint on the leading edge within the first 1 minute. The rest of the points are here. So these have been soaking in, well, they soaked in CLR first for a day. Now they're soaking actually in Evaporust. And this stuff works really, really well. You can see this point is probably a little short, but it'll last for a long time. There's some that are longer. But yeah, what I might do is the farmer that I bought this off of, he actually had a second Harrow that was just like this. He said I could have it for free. It was bent up pretty bad. So I might go grab it, and the Harrow bars are in good shape, but the points, I'll take some good points out of it, and then the side links and the adjustment linkage was twisted up really, really bad. So probably not worth trying to straighten that one out. But if I can get some good points that are better than the points that I got, put in the best of all the points and do all that, I will. And so anyway, all right, I'll be back with you once we get this thing put back together. We'll see you. So as you can see here, I got it all painted up, or for the most part, and I've already put the side runners on. I had to, you can see, use a couple spikes that mount on 2 of them and on the end of the poles. The rest of them are just carriage bolts. Looks good. As far as straightness, there's definitely a little bow to it, but I think I might be able to pull that by hooking a ratchet strap on here in the center and pull into that corner and this corner and try to push that on the other side. It looks pretty straight. That one came out pretty decent. And then here's all the spikes and the other brackets. There's more spikes over there. And then there's the adjustment linkage all painted up. We actually had a rainstorm come through, so I had to move everything that was outside inside. But I'll get a little clip it when we get it all assembled up. Sorry about the mess in my garage. It is like a pig pen in here. So I got the framework built. As you can see, I bought the 3-point hitch attachment there. Got it off of Amazon for 78 bucks. I figured I can't make that for 78 bucks. And then this tubing was actually part of the leveling bar, and I basically cut it in half, got 7 foot for the cross, and then 4 foot goes back, and then that little angle piece, there was one little scrap left over. And then the chain that I got, this was actually the chain that pulled the Harrow originally. You can see the majority of it's back here holding the back, and then there's 2 short chunks up in the front. And what it's designed to do, obviously I got my hydraulic top link sucked all the way up, so it lifts the back up as much as possible. But what it's designed to do is these 2 chains are shorter, so when it's down, it will pull on the front 2 chains, and these back chains are slack at that point. That way you're not dragging on the back, trying to pick the back up and not doing a good job. So it should work like it normally would have. Just gives me the ability to transport it without having to drag it around and all. Next thing I got to do is just paint everything up. And by the way, I picked up this welder from a guy off of Facebook Marketplace. It was darn near brand new. I mean, it was in perfect shape. We'll be back sometime, but tomorrow I'm actually hoping to go take this thing out and actually use it. I got a little welding to do yet on one of the chains. I've got it tacked really well, but I want to beat it up just a little bit better. But I wanted to test it before I got everything welded solid. So anyway, we'll be back. All right, so as you can see, I've got it pretty much put together. Essentially, it's just a cross bar, 7 foot long, welded onto this Amazon special quick hitch or 3-point hitch bracket. Got a cross pull that comes out. Little brace kicker in here. All this metal was part of the original drag bar. The chains that are angling down here were actually part of what pulled, as well as these. I cut these 2 chunks off the ends to hang the front. So I mean, it's basically everything that I got from the farmer. I basically reused it, and so it works pretty good. So I'm gonna demonstrate I guess I can demonstrate how to use this thing. Obviously, you got a lever here that you can use to adjust the angle. It's kind of hard to do on camera here, so you get in here and you can adjust the teeth. So that would be extremely aggressive. Or you can fold them flat, which is more where I'll have it for that. And then, when you're actually going to the field, what you'll do is you'll I didn't think I could do that without pressure. You'll lay the backpack so you'll lower the 3-point all the way down, and then the chains on the front, the 3-point will actually go down a little further. It's these weights are holding it, so I got to take the weights off. But the 3-point will go down a little bit further. It'll be within a couple inches off the ground. As you drag, these 2 front chains will get tight first, and we'll actually drag it. The back chains should not get tight at all. I actually calculated them out to have slack so that you can't ever drag on the back, because you don't want it trying to pull the back of the Harrow up. In transport mode, show you that. So actually, we'll do this first. When you come to the end of the field, you simply lift up on the 3-point hitch. You shouldn't have to adjust the top link. I just started to, but yeah, you just pick it up out of the field, turn around, back in, and then you make your next pass out. But then for transport, you lift up all the way. Suck the hydraulic top link all the way back. You can see you got pretty good ground clearance here, about a foot. If you do need more, what I thought about doing is welding some hooks here. So basically you would drop it all the way down, grab the chain, pull up any slack, and you would bring this up to here, essentially. which would give you another, I don't know, 8 inches, 9 inches of height out of it. We'll see if we need to do that or not. Today will be a good test because I'm going to be crossing a ditch with this, and you know, as the tractor goes down, starts coming up and out, the back's going to go down, and I'm curious of if I got enough clearance. The nice thing is all it's going to do is slide. I don't think it'll catch, because as it pushes back, it would probably push back and release, so I think it'll be okay. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it all turned out. Now we're going to see if I'm a good enough welder. But anyway, that'll do this episode of Hoosier Helpers. Join us on the next one where we actually take this out to the field and start using it. Thanks. Bye.